Hey, Bobby Manning here, Celtics. Garden Report. Another win here at TD Garden tonight, and this one in more dominant fashion than the one we saw on Friday against the Rockets. This time, 116-86 is the final. Celtics built a 27-point lead through three quarters, and the bench grew on it into the deep parts of the fourth quarter. This whole fourth tonight was essentially just lost time for both these teams. 6 minutes for Romeo Langford to get into the flow of things. Minutes for Aaron Nesmith, Carson Edwards, and others who were able to contribute. Evan Fournier, we talked about him on Friday, and the hot streak continued for him in this one. Reaches 10 straight threes at one point, and now 11 of his last 17 from three-point land for the Celtics. That was a big story because we are now seeing that he fits into that off-ball glue role in between a ball handler and a catch-and-shoot guy. Not a strictly catch-and-shoot guy like Semi Ojeleye, Grant Williams, some of the other players off the Celtics bench have been this year, but he can get on the ball and create for himself a little bit and knock down shots when other guys get him open looks. And that's something the Celtics have been begging for offensively for quite some time. At least since Gordon Hayward left this team, and we did not see Gordon Hayward here tonight. The Hornets were brutally undermanned. We'll talk about how those losses for Charlotte are going to impact the East because the Celtics now just find themselves one game behind fourth spot in the East. But for now, within their own world here, this looks like a completely different team, able to play wing-heavy lineups, defend aggressively as they want to, switch on defense. Everybody looks a lot more comfortable defensively in this game, and not just Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum, and Marcus Smart, but Evan Fournier looks fantastic in this system. We saw him block Terry Rozier in the lane. Romeo Langford came into this game for the first time this season, and we found out Romeo Langford was real. And he went up and made a big block on Miles Bridges. So defense. Look at the scoreboard at the end of the night. Charlotte has 86. That's impressive no matter who you're playing in today's game. Teams score 100 showing up, and the Celtics hold Charlotte to 40% shooting. I believe it was 36% from three. Might have been worse than that, but overall, rock-solid defensive effort, and that's 2 games in a row now that we've seen Boston play some of the best defense that they've played all year. So they're hitting their stride, and they're going to get Tristan Thompson back at some point this week. And finally, for the first time all year, whenever Semi Ojeleye comes back on that next West Coast trip, this team will be fully healthy. And I know Terry Rozier commented before the game that things aren't as bad in Boston as people have made it out to be. We'll see. I think there's still some red flags out of this game. Kemba Walker, 2 of 8 to start. Finished 5 of 12. Inefficient. Kind of got taken out of the flow of the game. He wasn't needed with the explosive performance that Fournier ended up having in the end. But Kemba, when he's not on the ball, when he's not the lead playmaker for this team, and he still was able to generate 6 assists at the end of the night, he can get a little deferential, probably a little too much, more than this team wants to see. Come playoff time, they're going to want him to be his usual aggressive self and stay involved. Even when Jayson Tatum gets going, Tatum hit all 5 shots that he took in the second half of this game after a 3 of 10 start in his own right. So Kemba Walker, I don't know if they could have given him some fourth quarter minutes. There's still an onus on getting him rest, keeping him right health-wise. But there's also got to be an emphasis on getting him involved, figuring out his role. What will he look like come playoff time? And I don't mean play him on the back-to-back against the Knicks on Wednesday, but try to think about what will this team look like come playoff time. Where will Kemba Walker fall? Is he just going to be an off-the-ball, cutting, catch-and-shoot guy? That almost certainly will not be the case. But can he be halfway on the ball, and then when he's not on the ball, just a watcher? And hopefully he'll get a catch-and-shoot 3 in those circumstances. Now, he had a nice cutting layup in this game off Tatum. He found other ways to get involved, particularly as a passer. But if the Celtics are going to make a run at the NBA Finals this year, the formula is going to have to be Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kemba Walker, all 3 of them, the 3 best players, finding ways to get involved. Now, Kemba has talked about him now stepping into the process of integrating Fournier into this team, so I have no problem whatsoever in him trying to get Fournier feeling involved and hot with this team, and that certainly has been something they've been successful at doing through the weekend, and they were not all that successful with in his first 2 games. So, mission accomplished. Fournier is now a fully integrated member of the Boston Celtics, and he looks like he is going to be a great fit indeed. Hopefully someone that they'll be able to keep with this team long term, because he to throw that name out there again, Hayward is fitting that Hayward role of being an in-between ball handler, playmaker, underrated defender, and knocking down shots at a highly efficient rate. And we see now the kind of shooter that Fournier is with this team. So Celtics 116-86 is the score. I'm going to do a quick hit in the second half of the Garden Report here on what the Hornets losses mean for the Eastern Conference and where the Celtics shake out in it all. But for now, subscribe to CLNS Media, Celtics All Access, our Celtics only channel on CLNS Media. Make sure you subscribe to that one as well. Celtics CLNS on Twitter. Me at Real Bob Manning, and Bobby Manning on YouTube. Not the pastor. He comes first. Number 2 is me. And we'll see you in the second half for a little Hornets talk, as they look like they've completely faded at the East, if this is what they're going to look like post Hayward.